Copy. Paste. Refresh. See what happens right here. Oh, that's live. Let's go live then. Post. What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. After 43 days, your government is officially back open. Feels good. Might go to a national park this weekend. Paychecks are claimed to go out Friday. The most recent one. And government employees allegedly should expect to be paid in full by Tuesday next week. So that's awesome. Proud of the Republicans for getting this done. And I'm glad we could make this right to our public servants. They deserve it. They didn't deserve to be unpaid for 43 days. So they can get back to their normal lives. That'll be good for them. Being able to pay for things they want to do, paying for things they have to. Last night, until the final vote, Democrats claimed the Republicans kept voting to shut the government down. Democrat representatives such as Hakeem Jeffries and Rosa DeLauro, among others, one after another, took to the floor last night to claim that the Republicans had shut the government down to not pay Americans. However, as soon as that vote went through, Democrats such as John Hickenlooper claimed that it was worth it, definitely, to keep the government shut down for 43 days. He wasn't the only one. Democrat Representative Madeline Dean claimed it was very successful, the 43-day government shutdown. Do they consider starving Americans and forcing them to do unpaid labor successful? I guess they do. I would call it evil. I would call it evil. So you may ask yourself, what did this Democrat shutdown cost U.S. Americans? Well, they've ran the numbers. It's cost about $15 billion a week to Americans. The American government. It's costed 42 million Americans that temporarily lose their SNAP benefits. It's caused 1.4 million government employees missed paychecks. It's impacted the flight plans of 5.2 million passengers as of right now. That's still expected to increase due to air traffic controllers resigning over this time. I just want to say a huge thank you to President Trump. Kept the White House open through the 10 o'clock hour last night, had the press over, and signed this bill making sure our public servants get paid on time so that they'll get their money this Friday. So huge shout out to him. He could have waited till today, easily, just went to bed for the night, but he recognized the urgency to pay the public servants of America, so I appreciate that from him. And I hope he keeps working on this hard. So, yesterday, 2 conservatives voted not to reopen the government. So I decided to look and find their reasons for doing so. One of the 2 was Representative Thomas Massey, and he claimed in a interview, he said the hemp farmers of Kentucky are devastated. I mean, they are killing an industry here. The people that speak for the hemp farmers in Kentucky, I've been speaking with them. They're at a loss for how to move forward, and it's bad because this is a problem that could have been avoided. We could have had some kind of hemp provision that regulated hemp to ameliorate the concerns of the people that are opposed to the hemp products. I mean, my response to this personally is I don't approve of hemp products. Personally, I call them gas station weed. But I do understand that there's a huge number of people that use these for other means than to get high. People use low THC CBD products for issues such as sleep problems, pain, inflammation, to name a few. And I do thoroughly respect him for standing for the voters of his constituency. So I think I can forgive Thomas Massie on this one. The other Republican that voted no was Representative Greg Stube. He expressed why he voted no on X. Representative Stube wrote, "After forcing the country to endure the longest government shutdown in history, the Senate's response is the furthest thing from a clean CR. I could not, in good conscience, support a resolution that creates a self-indulgent legal provision for certain senators to enrich themselves by suing the Justice Department using taxpayer dollars. There's no reason the House should have been forced to eat this garbage to end the Schumer shutdown." And I can respect that as well. I don't feel taxpayer dollars should be used as a tool for enrichment of U.S. senators, U.S. representatives. I do concede that Arctic frost was absolutely abhorrent, but I think they should look to get justice from Jack Smith and Judge Boasberg as opposed to the American taxpayers. We did not do this to them. But I believe they made two cognizant reasons as to why they did not vote for the government to open back up. But I expect to see 207 Democrats explain in the coming days as to why they refused to reopen the government. I want better explanations than "it was very successful" and "it was worth it definitely." Because I would argue, no, it's not. Anytime you're forcing people to work unpaid, forcing people to starve, I wouldn't call that very successful or worth it definitely. Senator John Fetterman was hospitalized today after a fall outside of his home. The cause was claimed to be a ventricular fibrillation flare-up. He suffered facial injuries but is expected to make a full recovery. I believe he posted something along the lines of, "I hope it doesn't make me ugly," or something like that. And so he's in good spirits. He should make a full recovery. But this comes days after Democrats on social media were hoping he would have another stroke, or they wished his first stroke had killed him. So, to the people on the left, does this make you happy? Is this what you wanted? Maybe just don't answer that. But continue to pray for John Fetterman's full recovery. He's a good guy. He's one of the last rational Democrats that still believe in America, so I hope the best for him, and I hope he'll be back soon. I want to take this time, if you guys want to like, comment, share on social media, send it to your mom, your dad, your friends, your girlfriend, your grandparents. Put it on for your dog. I'd appreciate it a lot. Feel free to comment. I try and read the comments. There's never really any, but I'll continue to look. And if you do choose to financially support me, there's a little button on the bottom left of Rumble. You can make a one-time donation, a monthly donation, whatever you're choosing. And if anybody's looking to sponsor me, I still would love to do so. If you believe in me, I believe in you. So, and yeah, try and say something in chat today, guys. There's a couple of y'all. Maybe we could spark some interesting conversations, but even if you disagree with me, I'd love to see that, because it'd be fun. We could have a little debate. So yesterday, I think it was House Democrats released a bunch of Epstein leaks. They were an absolute nothing burger unless your last name is Clinton. These leaks implied Hillary Clinton had an extramarital affair with White House counsel Vince Foster. A note about Vince Foster: he was found deceased apparently to a self-inflicted gunshot in 1993. His note for doing so was found 6 days later. I'll just let everybody read into that one themselves. Just think on that. Also, in other news regarding the release of the Epstein files, a motion was made last night by Representative Tim Burchett before the vote to reopen the government. He asked for a unanimous consent to allow Ro Khanna's bill to release all the files. Of course, Democratic leadership quickly opposed it, and it got struck down. Go figure. Yesterday, Thomas Massie was asked as to why he did not work to release the Epstein files during the Joe Biden presidency. To which he replied, "We were told it would be released, and the Democrats wouldn't sign it." So who's covering what up at this point? I'll give you my thoughts on this. If there was any damning evidence on President Trump, it would have been released before he took office. And the longer these take to be released, the more I am concerned that they're going to be doctored, possibly even further than they already are. So what would doctored mean, Sam? It would mean implicating people that never engaged in these heinous acts and manipulating the narrative, excluding or hiding individuals that did engage in these heinous acts. And that's all I can imagine is happening with more and more time. Or probably people right now editing them behind 3 locked doors and a palm scan and a retina scan. But I think we're starting to understand that this is it's more of a game. I don't know that they're a hoax. I don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein was a hoax or Ghislaine Maxwell is in jail for no reason. But it makes you wonder a little bit, why are these so hard to have released to the public? So, the FBI yesterday announced that it has managed to stop the flow of fentanyl out of China through the Mexico border. Awesome. The agreement is that China will make the production of 13 fentanyl precursors illegal. This was because of an ease on tariffs on China. They were paying a fentanyl tariff for a while. But we'll see how this plays out in the coming months. If they don't stop, hopefully the tariff goes back. If they do, let's trade. But we do need the work to stop fentanyl and it getting into America. It's caused lots of death, lots of pain and suffering for a number of families, countless families. Take this with a grain of salt also. I suspect personally the flow will just come from other China-aligned countries, Chinese shell companies in Southeast Asia particularly. So I think that's where it'll come from. I think it's just a misdirection. And Mexico wasn't the only point of entry for illegal drugs. The northern border's used as well. So I don't know that this is a permanent fix, and I don't know that it'll stop anything. It might just change the places the narcotics flow through to get to the United States. But I do hope I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong and that it stops. But we're only going to find out with time. A couple months, maybe years. it doesn't stop, we'll know it continued. So we'll just have to see. Some more FBI news. Former Chief of Staff of Gavin Newsom, Dana Williamson, has been charged with bank fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy to commit bank fraud and wire fraud, conspiracy to obstruct and make false statements, and subscribing to a false tax return. If he's convicted, there's a possibility he faces fines and prison time. I believe the first charge, bank fraud, is up to 20 years. The other charges range from like 3 to 5, hundreds of $1,000s in fines. Other California news. Representative Eric Swalwell of California has been referred to the DOJ with the possibility of criminal charges for mortgage fraud. He has listed his home in Washington, D.C. as his primary address. The investigators have also discovered that there's no listed residence for Swalwell in California. This would mean he is ineligible to represent Californians in Congress. And it shows this comes just along with another prominent Democrat, Letitia James, is scheduled to begin her trial for mortgage fraud on January 26th, 2026. She has a hearing scheduled currently to dismiss her case on December 5th. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if she can get her case dismissed, but it seems to be a pattern. They'll claim you of mortgage fraud and do it themselves. It's unreal. I guess our fun story of the day. Blue Origin spacecraft New Glenn has launched NASA's Escapade mission to Mars today. This had been delayed in recent days due to a recent solar storm. Wonder if anybody saw that last night. I, once again, couldn't see it from here, but I've seen some beautiful pictures on social media. But this Escapade mission is the first time 2 spacecraft have been used in a mission to study one planet at the same time. This gives us much more ability than just one spacecraft because it allows to study different places at the same time and the ability to study one place in the atmosphere twice, much faster than with one single orbiting spaceship. Scientists say think in differentials of minutes between readings instead of hours in one location. The goals are to study the magnetosphere and how it's impacted by solar wind on Mars, and help to determine possible causes as to why Mars, as a planet that formerly had water, lost its atmosphere and is dry today. But they want to understand Mars's atmosphere for possible future explorations by both astronauts and equipment. Understanding the radiation and such will help survivability for both, which I guess we're going interplanetary soon. Could be interesting. I just want to remind everybody, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow, share. If you want to donate, you can. If you want to sponsor me, feel free to. But the interview tomorrow will drop with Terrence. That'll be on both YouTube and Rumble. And I plan on hanging out and chat during the premiere. I hope to see you all there. But that's it for today. I don't know that I got through every single story that's happened in the last 24 hours because a lot has occurred. Hope I got you through the most important and most interesting. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again soon. And I'll hang out with you in chat tomorrow at 5. If you just want to talk, ask questions about the interview. It was a fun one. It was really, really good. But yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow in chat and then back live again on Monday. Thanks, everybody. Oh, before we go, I hope my people on the East Coast get home safe. And I hope my people further west finish up their workday strong and get home safe as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks.